Hi there. Hello, hello. It's Friday and it's time for some yoga. I don't know if you're ready, but I sure am. Going to give you guys some time to go ahead and get on. I just shared out a link over on Facebook for anyone who's ready for some yoga tonight to join in. So I like to share some thoughts before I get started, just because it's good to check in. It's good to talk things out once in a while. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I've been rushing around in a different way lately with my life. It feels peaceful on the inside, but sometimes I still feel like a little bit rushed. And I've really been trying to navigate how to slow down internally and externally. Obviously, on the outside, externally, it's very easy to rest, maybe Netflix or go for a walk or sit and meditate or whatever it is that you do to like chill out, hang out, check out, rest. So there's times in our day where we're not always able to do those things that we like to as our go-tos for rest. So I'm trying to navigate that right now in my own life on when things are starting to like move at a quicker pace or like I have to step out of my pace. How do I maintain my inner balance? So I'll keep you posted on how that all goes. Right now, I like to listen to music, different sermon messages, and sometimes literally just put my headphones in so people think I'm not available, and I'm kind of not, but it's just like that universal language of I can't hear you. So that is that, and let's see what else. I'm really excited. It's Friday today. It's been a long week of work for me, and I also know that it's been a long week at home for a lot of people too. So I get to hear both sides of that with my friends and my family that I stay connected with. And right now, like I'm just really grateful that it's a Friday. The sun is shining where I'm at, and I would love to teach you guys outside, but I am just not set up for that quite yet. If you are just joining in, let me know where you're watching from. Let me know what you'd like to work on in your body tonight, if you have any areas, and we'll see what we can address. Otherwise, I'll go ahead and I'll lead a nice, gentle Friday yoga class, and we'll have some fun with it. And do you ever get where you want to just like say so much and then all of a sudden it's kind of feel like that happens, especially right now. So I'm going to talk a little bit about our yoga class tonight. I'm going to lead you guys through some twists. And twisting is really great for your body just because we're giving our internal organs a massage. And okay, I got a cue to adjust my screen a little bit, so don't mind me. Okay, still working on this YouTube thing. Okay, so we'll give that a try. So we're going to do some twisting in our body because it's going to massage our internal organs. It's going to be really beneficial to our spine. Sometimes we get a little bit locked up, and if you have any back issues, neck issues, shoulder issues, which are very, very common things that we work with in yoga, there's some really great ways that we're going to kind of unwind in our twisting today. So it's going to feel really good. It's going to feel yummy. If it does feel painful, that's something we can breathe through. We obviously don't want to lead ourselves into any injuries. So with that being said, you're just going to like let your breath guide you into your body. You're going to let yourself unfold as you're ready. And that means we don't push into anything too quickly. So we'll get a good warm up in and take a nice gentle pace, something that wakes you up, unwinds you with the twist. And that's where we'll be at. While you're here, I'll have you start breathing. Noticing the pause. When we start to quiet the world around us and begin to turn inside, are we able to eliminate the distractions and all the noise going on around us? Sometimes you might feel like it's hard to catch your breath, that it has escaped you. Sometimes you might feel like there's an elephant sitting on your chest and you can't get enough air in. Sometimes our breath goes really, really fast when our emotions rise, or if we've done a workout and really pushed ourselves. There's so many different things our breath can do. So check in with your breath and notice what it's doing. As you breathe, recognize within if you love the sound of silence and the beauty and the peace that it is, or if the sound of silence drives you absolutely nuts and you just wish there was some music or some traffic, maybe some screaming kids. Whatever it is, notice where it is for you. What would your life look like if you would become an expert in your own breath? How would you navigate different situations in your life if you had your breath? Or is that a new concept? Our breath is creating presence within us, allowing us to create space within, taking us to deeper levels and layers of ourselves. It's a pretty cool thing. And keep thinking of inviting your breath to be your friend, getting to know it like a friend. And maybe sometimes that might be a challenging concept because depending on how you are with your friends, I don't really know if that will resonate, but that's just what's coming to my mind right now is getting to know your breath like a friend. Hanging out with your breath, learning its ups and its downs, and being present with it. Can you ever breathe too much? Yoga and breath kind of go pretty hand in hand because a lot of times our monkey mind wants to pull us into other things, other distractions, and our breath is the thing that brings us back into our present moment. Is a lot of times how it's described and explained. So when your mind likes to wander, are you able to check back in with your breath and notice it, see what it's doing? Your breath will start telling you a lot of different things. If your breath is super fast or really shallow, you probably have some kind of experience happening in your life, sensation maybe, an event, an emotion. Typically when I want you to think about, like, if you're sleeping, your breath just kind of happens for you all night long, which is a wonderful thing. It's great waking up in the morning. So as you're sleeping all night and your breath is just happening, it's typically very, very calm, unless something happens. Maybe you're startled out of a dream, or maybe there's an emergency, or the things that happen. I don't know. To go to the bathroom. So your breath might change. And your yoga practice, your breath will probably also change at different times as well. Change is okay. It allows us to grow into new spaces by peeling back these different layers that we've held on to as our comfort zone. As you go through your practice tonight, allow the layers to be peeled back. Allow yourself to discover and explore what's ready to be seen. Give yourself permission to let go of whatever it is you're ready to let go of. Maybe you're here to play. Yoga has a lot of benefits that go from body, mind, spirit. I've kind of taken a path myself through all three at different times separately. And yoga is always a practice. So bringing all three together into one practice is also something I work on. Uniting the mind and the body and the spirit. Maybe you're here just to work on your body tonight. Loosen up, stretch out, get through some of those sticky points that we haven't covered yet this week. If you're just joining in, we'll be teaching yoga classes here live on YouTube from here on forward. I mean, as far as I know right now. So come hang out, tag your friends, invite them over, subscribe to the channel so that you know when we go live. I'll definitely have a class schedule out for next week coming up pretty soon. So if you want to come back, definitely can. So yoga with a twist. Sometimes when we get ourselves into twists, it's a bit uncomfortable, and sometimes it feels really good, but we always unwind. When we unwind, we are able to have a different perspective point, we're able to feel something a little different. I like to check in with both sides to see what they're both doing when you go from one to the other. When you're in your postures tonight, allow yourself to see how what you're doing on the mat relates to your life. Allowing your eyes to fall to a close, placing one hand on your belly, one hand on your chest. Breathe into your belly, letting it expand on the inhale and deflate on the exhale. See you on the mat. Inhale deep into your belly. Exhale. Remembering to expand and create more space. When you exhale, let your belly button fall towards your spine. Inhale, expand. Exhale, deflate. Focusing on taking longer, deeper breaths, followed by equally long, smooth exhales. So maybe every couple breaths, see if you can inhale just a second longer. Maybe you count that out in your head. Maybe you just kind of pay attention. And getting to know your breath tonight like a friend. If you notice your hand on your chest rising at all, see if you can move your air down into your belly and expand from your belly, and then decompress. Drawing your belly in towards your spine on the exhale. Keeping your hand on your chest as smooth and as flat as you can, almost as if it's not even rising at all. All of the air is coming out into your belly, pushing that bottom hand out. Exhale, bring the belly button into the spine. This may be a new breath for you. If it's your first time doing belly breath, it might be a little bit awkward. It might feel like a little bit of a core workout, or almost as if you're breathing backwards. Typically, when we're breathing, we're all up in our chest. So allow your air to focus downward. And even if it takes you a few tries, even if it takes you a few classes or a couple of weeks even, just know that the more you practice it, the easier it gets as you go. As you continue to lengthen your inhales, following with your smooth exhales, I want you to add in a pause at the top of your exhale. So you're going to inhale, expand a little bit more, pause at the top for just a beat, and then exhale. When all the air is emptied out, pause at the bottom. And inhale again. Pause. Allow yourself to exhale, tipping all the air back out, coming all the way up. Pausing when all the air is gone. Following again with your long, smooth, slow inhales. It's maybe not very often that we focus this much on our breath or slow it down this much so that we notice what it's doing. So as your eyes are closed here and your hands are helping you guide your expansion and your contraction, and then we add in one more piece where we put that pause in the top and the bottom, check in with your heartbeat. See if you can find some peace and some stillness of all of these different parts and these different pieces that are going on. So we are working our body right now. We're also working a simple thing that we do every day called breath, which can actually be quite challenging. So continue to practice. Breathe in, pause, and exhale. Pause. Noticing the space in between the pause. How does that feel? I've had times where it makes me feel anxious, and I have times where I'm like, oh, it's just such a great feeling to be right here, right now. And then the next thing happens. That inhale happens. And then you pause and you're like, oh, this is really great. Or like, oh, this is uncomfortable. Exhale, pause. So notice what comes up for you when you hit that pause point, and let it just be there. We're hanging out with a good friend right now. As your belly continues to expand and contract, see if you're able to create a little bit more space in your body, allowing it to open up. What doors can your breath open within this evening? Checking in with your body, starting from your toes, moving all the way up into your head. Are there any areas of your body that are a little bit chatty that would like some attention tonight? Are there any spots that feel just a little bit sticky, maybe a little bit painful? Our body is usually talking to us in some capacity. It's just a matter of if we are listening. Take 2 more breaths wherever you're at. On your second exhale, allow yourself to bring your hands to your knees, returning back to your normal breath. Slowly blinking your eyes open, coming back into the space. I'll ask the question I normally ask in my classes. What brings you to your mat today? This is a time where you can set your intention for what brings you right here, right now. Why did you stop doing what you were doing to come and do this? What is this space for you? What brings you to your mat today? All right, let's go ahead and begin with our seated warm-up. Taking our arms all the way up. Inhale, tall. Exhale, taking over to the side. Our right hand comes down to the floor. As we go through our warm-up, remember to be friends with your breath, continuing to breathe deep into your belly, exhaling, contracting your belly towards your spine. Option, if you'd like, you can take your pose from your elbow. So if you have a little bit more range of motion or you want to go deeper here, you can go ahead and come down to your elbow, reaching all the way over. Important to keep both hips rooted into the floor. So if you start rocking your hips back up, come back out just a little ways. Maybe you take just a bend in your elbow, go a little bit deeper than you were. Maybe you're right here and this is as much as you're doing today. Allow yourself to be gentle and be kind with your body wherever it's at. Inhale, both arms come up. Exhale, we're taking over left side. Left hand comes down, right hand reaches up. And here we are. Finding that deep belly breath once again. Maybe you're rolling that right shoulder back and open, shining through your chest. If you're leaning a little bit forward, see if you can open up slowly. Maybe it's accessible to you, maybe it's not. Inhaling, arms up. Our class theme for today is yoga with a twist. So we're going to go ahead and start with that gentle twist. Left arm's coming to our right knee. Right arm behind. Inhaling and lengthening through your chest. Exhaling, turning your head out over your right shoulder. Breathing into your belly. Twisting through your core. So you can go a little bit deeper. If your shoulders feel a little bit sticky, see if you can inhale them up to your ears and exhale, let them fall back down towards the floor. Sometimes it just feels good to do because we don't notice we're always keeping our ears and our shoulders connected, so just let it go. Inhaling, both arms meeting back at center. Exhale, taking the opposite side. Right hand comes to our left knee, left hand behind. Again, inhale and lengthen through your spine, sitting up nice and tall. As you exhale, go ahead and look over your left shoulder. Twisting from your lower core, maybe your belly button starts going backwards towards your hip bones where your hand is hanging out. Can you get that belly to keep moving back? As you're also inhaling, expanding. Exhale, bring your belly button towards your spine. Inhale, arms come all the way up. Reach tall. As you exhale, your hands are going to meet the floor. Your gaze is going to be down right in front of you, letting your head hang heavy. We'll start opening up our hips, our back body. By breathing and expanding, we're going to lengthen and create space in between each vertebra on our back. I don't know why, but I always think like a dinosaur for some reason. Like between each vertebrae, I have like a stegosaurus type thing going on. Every time I breathe, my scales keep coming out. I don't know if you guys have any weird things that happen like that for you in yoga, but just thought I would share. Inhale. Your inhale, your hands are going to walk back towards your hips, placing your hands right behind your hips, fingertips pointing towards your toes, drawing your shoulders down and back. As you exhale, you shine your chest forward, and your head can either stay neutral or maybe your chin goes up towards the ceiling. Doing what you can to expand in your breath here and exhaling, drawing your belly button towards your spine. This pose is a little bit harder to do than I always find just because of how we are positioned, but do what you can. As you inhale, bringing chin back to the chest, walking your hands back to neutral. We're going to uncross our legs, taking the opposite cross. So whatever foot was in front now comes behind, opposite foot's in front, situating your sits bones back on the mat. Arms come tall. Exhale, they fold forward, meeting the floor, letting go, creating space, and allowing yourself to melt a little bit deeper as our hips now open on the opposite side with our legs crossing the other direction. Remember to breathe deep into your belly, creating space. Inhale, exhale. If you liked adding the pause in and our breath at the beginning here, you can go ahead and inhale, pausing, exhale, pause. See what that does to your practice. On your inhale, walking your hands back up to seated, they come behind you once again, fingertips towards the top of your mat, shoulders down and back. Exhale, allow your chin to come to the ceiling, shining your chest forward, opening up the shoulders. Keeping your head neutral if that feels better for you. Inhaling, chin to chest. Coming back to your neutral spine. Placing both hands on your knees. We're going to take a couple circles here. So we'll start with our neck, and then we'll move into body circles. Right ear is going to come to your right shoulder. On your exhale, allow your chin to come to your chest. Inhale, left ear to your left shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, right ear, right shoulder. It's an option to go back and forth, or if you'd like to take a full neck roll, you can go ahead and do so. Allow your breath to guide you here. Going as fast or as slow as it feels good for you. If you find a spot that feels really good, go ahead and stay there and allow your breath to become your friend and breathe through it together. That sticky spot wants a little bit of attention. Can your breath help you release it? Breathing deep into your belly. Exhale. Go the opposite direction if you're taking circles. Remember to keep both sides even. Taking 2 more rounds of breath wherever you're at. Your second exhale will bring you right back to neutral. With your hands on your knees, we're going to start rolling our body forward, over to the side, towards the back, back to the front. So allow yourself really to lean in here, making some nice circles. Probably feel this in your hips a little bit, maybe your lower spine. Might be feeling it in a lot of places. Let's go ahead and go the opposite direction. I just think this one's just kind of fun. One more breath. Inhale deep into your belly. Exhale, coming back to center. Find your neutral. Bringing your hands out in front of you. We're going to go into our tabletop. So bring yourself right on up to all fours. Preparing for some cat and cow pose. Hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. As you inhale, you're going to create a U shape looking up towards the ceiling. And when you exhale, you're going to push the floor away, looking like a cat. Really stretch like this. Inhale, find that cow pose. Exhale, push it away. Inhale. And exhale. If your breath is a little bit quicker paced or slower paced, allow it to be where it's at. You don't have to keep up with whatever pace I'm doing. Let your breath be your guide. One more round of breath here, wherever you're at, taking one more round of cat and cow. Push the floor away. Finding yourself in your neutral spine. Bringing your right knee forward, go ahead and place your foot and your ankle right out in front of you, creating a 90-degree bend in your leg. Hands come to heart center. We're going to take a gentle twist. We're going to start getting into our yoga with twist. On your inhale, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, your left elbow is going to come right over your right knee, allowing your right elbow to come straight up vertical towards the sky. Can you find your deep belly breath right here? When we're seated and focusing on just our breath, it can become easier to create good practices and habits while we're breathing. The next step I want you guys to think about is allowing that same breath to be translated into your yoga posture. So once we start doing a little bit more work, if anything challenges us, if our heart rate quickens, our breath wants to change. So can we keep that same belly breath with smooth, long inhales followed by smooth, long exhales as our belly inflates and as our belly deflates? Give that a try. Allowing yourself to unwind on your inhale, come back up to center. I'm just going to flip the other direction here so you can see me. We're going to open up in the opposite way. So we're going to place our right hand right on the inside of our right foot. Left arm is going to come up. So we're just going to come the opposite way to open back up from that twist. Keeping this nice and gentle on the floor. If it's in your practice and you'd like to take other variations, always know that you're welcome to do so. Option could be untucking your toes here, bringing your back leg up. But on a Friday, I'm really liking these floor poses. Checking back in with your breath. What is it doing now? Breathing deep, creating space in your lower half here. Exhale, bring yourself all the way back up. Hands come to heart center. Let both knees come to meet. Our left leg is going to come in front next. Finding our 90-degree bend. Hands still at heart center. We're going to bring our right elbow to our left knee now. Exhale and twist. Letting your left elbow come all the way vertical. I like to keep my hands in prayer. Also, another option is you can make a fist with your left hand and just put it right flat up against, like you have a plate and you're just having a little fist here. I like prayer. Maybe you have another fun thing that you want to do. Feel free to do that. Breathing deep into our belly again, checking in. What brings you to your mat today? Our inhale is going to bring us back to center. Go ahead and flip the other direction again. Left arm is going to come to the inside of the left arch. Right arm is going to reach up. We're taking our twist to the opposite side just to open back up. Keeping it even. Option to look up at your hand, neutral, or down at the floor, whatever feels good for your neck. Inhale, belly expands. Exhale, belly button comes towards your spine. If you're adding that pause in, noticing how that feels for your breath. Your next inhale, bringing back up to our neutral, both knees coming out in front of you, or underneath you, I guess. I'm gonna have you tuck your toes underneath, heels coming up towards the ceiling. Option to stay right here. We're just gonna kind of open up the backs of our feet. So if you're staying right here, you just kind of wanna lean back so that your toes are getting a stretch. If you'd like to sit all the way back, you can bring your sits bones to come right on top of your heels. And your hands can either come to your shin or your thigh. These are not your shins, anatomy 101. Your thighs, or maybe heart center at prayer. From here, go ahead and bring your right arm to cross over your left shoulder. Left arm is going to come and hold that elbow. And we'll just do a little bit of a arm and shoulder stretch right here. Maybe you also add in a wrist roll. You go one way, make sure you go the other way. Maybe stillness is awesome and you like that. But are you remembering to breathe? Inhale, expand. Where can you create a little bit more space in your body? What is it asking for? Exhale. 2 more inhales. Your second exhale, hands are going to come back down. Go ahead and untuck your toes. Kick out your feet just a little bit. Option to stay right here. Or if you'd like, you can go ahead and sit yourself back down on your heels. If you have a block or a prop, you might also maybe want to put something in between your heels and your sits bones, if that helps a little bit. Otherwise, we're right here, hands down in front, just sitting on our heels, or just elevated from right here. Breathing into our belly. Exhaling, belly button close to your spine. Left arm is going to come all the way over the right shoulder. Right hand is going to hold on to that elbow. And we breathe here. Maybe you have those wrist rolls happening. Maybe you're in stillness. As long as you're breathing. Long, slow inhale. Long, smooth exhale. Switch directions of that wrist roll. Two more deep inhales here. Exhale, let it go. From here, we're going to bring ourselves all the way face down on the mat. Get there however you'd like. We're going to start by opening up the chest, and then we'll do the opposite side. Bringing your arms into a goalpost position, bringing your cheek to the mat. Go ahead and bring your left cheek to the mat. Bringing your right hand into a tent position. Push with your right arm over your left shoulder and just open up. So your left leg is going to come out and back. Maybe you place the foot behind you. It can simply stack on top of the opposite ankle. So we're opening up our chest right here. Breathing deep into your belly. Exhale, bring your belly into spine. How does this breath feel in this posture? Getting to know your breath like a friend. What is your body asking for now? Take one more inhale, one more exhale. Your exhale, allow yourself to come back to neutral. Both legs down long on the mat. Coming into your goalpost arms. Opposite cheek comes to the mat. Pushing with your left hand, allow yourself to come over your right shoulder. Opening up on the opposite side. Continue to breathe deep into your belly. Notice if the breath helps you feel the stretch even more as you contract and expand. Two more rounds of breath. Your second exhale will bring you back to neutral. Both legs long down the mat. Finding yourself in goalpost arms. Take one or two breaths here. Any cheek to the mat will do. Just rest. On your next inhale, allow your hands to come just about a handprint in front of your shoulder, pushing yourself up, bending your knees, tucking your toes. And we're going to meet in downward dog. So allow yourself to get set up here. Hips are going to rise all the way to the ceiling. Maybe pedal up your legs. Beginning to open up your hamstrings. Feeling all four corners of your hands placed on the mat. We're going to do an extended down dog, meaning we're going to be here for quite a few breaths. It's going to be challenging. Allow your breath to smooth out the process and see where your edge is. If at any point in time you need to come out, allow yourself to come down into child's pose. If you take a pause or a rest, you can also feel free to join back in a downward dog whenever you're ready. Your class, your body, you get to decide what's best for you too. As you're here in your downward dog, keep rising your tailbone towards the sky, melting your chest towards your thighs. Gaze looking out back towards your feet or up towards your belly button. Maybe you shake your head no to release any tension. Remembering to have that belly breath still happening. Just as a little checkpoint for you, let's do 5 more breaths right here. Taking them nice and slow, just like we started out with our practice. No need to rush to get anywhere. On your last exhale, your knees are going to come down to the mat. Take your child's pose for a rest. Option to keep your arms out in front, or if you'd like to give your shoulders a little different variety, go ahead and bring your hands down to grab your heels or down towards your feet. Letting your shoulders come down towards the mat. Forehead rests on the mat. Breathing deep, allow your spine to just curl, almost like when we were doing cat. It'll just have that C shape. Letting go of any tension that you're carrying here. Let's take 2 more breaths. Hands underneath your shoulders, pushing yourself up. We're going to do 1 more round of downward dog, but not quite as long as this last time. That one was just for fun. Walking your hands out to your tabletop, 1 extra hand print. Tuck your toes, send your hips all the way to the sky. Go ahead, raise your right leg up. Put a bend in your knee and allow your knee to go towards the ceiling. Foot coming towards your hip, your left hip. Trying to keep both shoulders level, so if you notice that you're really tipping over to one side, even yourself back out again. Maybe you take some rolls with your knee. Inhale, straighten your leg back out. Exhale, both feet come to the mat to meet. Inhale, left leg. Opening up opposite side, put a bend in your left knee. Left heel comes towards the right hip. Opening up, knee comes to the sky. Keeping your shoulders nice and level. Remembering to breathe. Breathe all the way down into your hips. 1 more breath. Exhale, both feet come to meet at the bottom of the mat. On your inhale, rise up to your toes. Exhale, walk all the way to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, we're going to roll up 1 vertebra at a time. Allow yourself to go nice and slow until you reach standing. When you get to the top, allow yourself to do a couple shoulder rolls back, a couple shoulder rolls forward. And now we're at standing. I'm going to do a couple more twists right here, starting with chair. Option to bring your toes to meet at the mat, toes to meet, heels slightly apart. If this feels like it's a little wobbly or unstable, you can also take hip distance apart, which your heel is going to come into your arch, turning your opposite foot back forward. Now they're parallel, our feet are hip distance apart. So if you feel a little bit more stable and secure right here, you can go ahead and take your chair from right here, or you can go ahead and bring your toes to touch, keeping a little bit of space in between your heels, zipping up your thighs, allowing your arms to come all the way up. If your arms are a little tired from all those downward dogs, maybe you take prayer and you just sit your hips right on back. Check in if you gaze down. Are you able to see your toes, or are your knees covering them up? If your knees are covering up your toes, allow your hips to slide back a little slightly. Maybe you come out of your chair a little bit just so you can see. Wiggle them to make sure your weight is in your heels. Our left elbow is going to come to our right knee on our inhale. Exhale, take that twist. Our right elbow is going up towards the sky in a vertical position here as we're seated in our chair. If you'd like another variation, you can also open up your arms here, creating a little bit deeper twist in your spine. If your knees are starting to go one in front of the other, imagine there's a wall right in front of them, so they both have to be right up against the wall. Just a little checkpoint. Breathe deep into your belly here, as deep as you can, and exhale. Maybe you can twist a little bit deeper. Our inhales allow us to create more space so that we can bring out those organs and massage them a little bit more. One more inhale. Exhale, come back down to center, hang right here. Maybe you pedal out your legs. Maybe you're straight and you grab your elbows and do a ragdoll. Maybe you're just in forward fold. You choose. Your next inhale is going to bring your arms all the way to sweep back up, finding yourself in chair once again. Your hands are not at heart center already. Go ahead and bring your hands to heart center. Left elbow is going to come to the opposite knee. Ooh, other way. You're going to take the opposite twist that you just were not doing. Left elbow, right knee. If you took the open variation on the opposite side, maybe your hand comes open, chest lifts. One more breath, breathing deep into your belly. Exhale, straighten out your legs. Both arms come down to meet. Maybe pedal your legs, hang in forward fold. Take ragdoll if you'd like. Swing side to side. Taking a couple breaths to pause. On your inhale, allow your seat to come down towards your heels, making your way back to the floor. Both legs stretched out in front of you. Right knee coming towards the ceiling. Right leg crosses over the left. Right hand behind your hip. Left arm comes over your right knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist all the way over to your right side. Keeping your chest lifted, so if you're falling forward, hanging out, lift yourself back up tall. Breathing deep into your belly, connecting back to our beginning of our practice when we're really focusing on creating space, adding in that pause, maybe if you're still doing that. As you inhale, lengthen a little bit more, and as you exhale, maybe you find that space has allowed you to twist a little bit deeper. Might be looking all over your right shoulder, checking out what's back there, what's behind you. Does each breath allow you to go a little bit deeper into your pose? Does it take a few breaths to get you unwound so that you can get a little bit deeper into your pose? Pay attention to how your breath is guiding you into your body. Our next inhale, we unwind, coming back towards the front, stretching both legs out long down the mat. Shake it out. Inhale, left knee up to the sky, crossing left over right leg. Right arm comes over your left knee, left hand behind your hip. Inhale, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, left side and twist. Inhale deep in your belly. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, long, smooth. Exhale, slow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen once again. Exhale, maybe you look back behind your shoulder, twisting just a bit deeper. Your inhale brings you back forward, uncross your legs. Shake it out. Point and flex your toes, roll your ankles. We'll give these joints just a little bit of love right here while we're processing into our next posture. All right, so from seated, bring your left heel towards your right thigh, getting your knee as in front and center as possible. So your heel is going to come kind of towards your sit bone almost. Your right leg is going to come up and over. And your knees are going to try to go on top of each other. If they don't, that's okay. So you're kind of looking like a little bit goofy here. So see if you can get your knees to come as close to on top of each other as they can while both sit bones are on the ground. So this is a big hip opener. And if your knees get nowhere close, this is also okay. We all start somewhere. So find a spot where you're getting your knees as close as you can. Both feet are in opposite directions and they're kind of just sitting on top of each other like this. And then we're just going to sit here and hang out, letting our hips open, breathing deep into our belly. It's like a little coffee chat, right? Well, we're not going to sit here and just hang out entirely. So we're going to add in some arms to this. Let's go ahead and bring our left arm out in front, right arm coming over the top. Letting the backs of the hands meet front and center in front of your face. Option to stay right here. If accessible to you, maybe you wrap your hands around, giving each other a high five right in the middle. Now we're all sorts of twisted up. Bring your elbows to parallel, so have a 90-degree bend from your shoulders to your elbows to your hands. Maybe your arms go up and down to find that spot where it's like, oh, right there, that's it. That's where I want to feel my stretch. Breathing deep into your belly, allow yourself to sit right here, sinking in. Two more full inhales. Your second exhale, you're going to unwind your arms, shake it out. Lean back, uncross your legs, shake it out. We got one more side. So our right heel is going to come towards our left sits bone, bringing your knee as much in front of your belly button as you can. Left leg is going to come over the top, working on getting our knees on top of each other or as close as we can. It's all going to depend on the flexibility in your hips, which we didn't do a whole lot of hips today. So if you're really not getting into this, don't be like, oh my gosh, like I am just not able to do yoga. That is not it at all. When you spend a lot of time in different poses, working to open things up a little bit more before going into a pose like this, your knees might start to meet a little bit more in the middle. Like right now, obviously, like your knees are not really that close at all, but that's okay because we're still opening up our hips. You're going to feel this somewhere because in this pose, you can't not feel it. So allow yourself to get where you get, hang out there, we're going to breathe. Once we do that, we're going to put our right arm out front. Left arm's going to come over the top. Our backs of our hands are going to come to meet in the middle. If you're staying right here, cool, go ahead and allow yourself to breathe. And if you're going to continue wrapping, allow both hands to come high five in the middle. Shoot your arms or your hands up towards the sky, finding that 90 degree in the arms, getting that sweet spot, breathing into the belly. Inhale, expand. Exhale, let it all go. Allow your inhales to go down into your hips. Exhale, let it surrender and melt away. Are you able to find ease in this posture with your breath? Is your body able to trust you and open up a little bit? If it's holding and clenching, allow yourself to breathe right into that to find that surrender. Take 2 more breaths. On your exhale, unwind, shake your arms out. Hands behind, shake your legs out. As you exhale, both legs long down the mat. Allow yourself to come all the way to a flat spine. Arms are going to come out in a T. Our left leg is going to come up towards the ceiling. Just hanging out here for a breath or two. On your exhale, allow your left leg to fall towards the right floor. Maybe it gets there, maybe it doesn't. Allow yourself to be where you are. If you have a block or a prop, you might put something underneath your knee. If it feels better to have a bent knee, you can do that as well. See where the stretch feels the best for you today. If you want to go a little bit deeper, allow your chin to fall over your right shoulder, allowing your spine to twist just a little bit more. With each breath, maybe you expand and find a different variation of this pose for your body. Letting yourself unfold. Maybe noticing that it's a bit harder to breathe as deeply into your belly when you're twisted like this, so do the best you can, staying connected to your breath. Take one more big full inhale here. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, bring your knee into your chest as you come back to a neutral spine on the floor. Give yourself a squeeze. Straighten your leg all the way down the mat. Arms coming back out to the side. Inhale, right leg comes to the sky. Exhale, let your right leg fall towards the floor. If you took this variation on the other side, your right chin can come over your right shoulder, looking up towards your right hand. Breathing deep into your belly, exhale, maybe go a little deeper into the twist. Two more inhales. After your second exhale, allow your inhale to bring your knee back to your chest, finding flat spine on the floor, giving yourself a squeeze again. Exhale, both legs come long down the mat. Allow your heels to find the outer edges of your mat. Getting yourself situated on the mat, maybe kind of rock and wiggle yourself out here. Flip your palms to face the sky. Exhale, allow your body to surrender a little bit deeper into the mat as we set up our final resting pose, Shavasana. Turning back to your breath as you inhale, expand, exhale, sink a little bit deeper into the mat, letting go of anything. If your toes are hanging on, if your arms are still clenched, just let go. Continue to wiggle it out if you need to, finding that ultimate surrendered space. Tongue falling away from the roof of your mouth. Gentle part in your lips. Melting your eyebrows and your cheekbones. Let yourself relax and drift into this rest. We'll be here for just a few minutes. My voice will bring you back from your Shavasana, so allow yourself to rest and be in your full rest. Honoring your body for your practice today, checking in with your intention. What brings you to your mat today? Noticing how becoming friends with your breath allowed you to move through your practice differently as you drift a bit deeper into your rest. Begin to deepen your breath into your belly. Bringing some movement into your toes and your fingertips. Inhaling your arms up above over your head, reach tall, taking a full body stretch. And when you're ready, bring your knees up towards your chest, allowing yourself to roll to one side or the other, taking fetal position. Go ahead and rest your arm underneath your head. Taking your time, push yourself up to seated. Meeting back on the mat where we started. Inhaling your hands to heart center. Thank you for sharing your practice with me this evening. Go ahead and type anything into the comments that you are feeling. Allow yourself to share into the space. I'll be coming back to the screen in just a little bit if anyone would like to share anything. It's been an honor to lead you through your practice this evening. We'll be having class tomorrow right here at 10 a.m. again on a live stream. So go ahead and get yourselves all set up for 10 a.m. Central Time and share it out with your friends, invite your family for Saturday morning yoga. Namaste, friends. If anyone has anything to share, I'll hang out for a couple minutes yet. I always like to hear from you guys. And if you are needing to get back to your day, that's totally awesome too. I fully trust that whatever you're needing is where you're headed next. Hope you enjoyed yoga with a twist and you're feeling all loose and ready to go on your Friday. Maybe it's a dance night in your living room because a lot of us can't go anywhere. And otherwise, maybe you get to just nicely relax and you have that yoga glow happening. And, you know, that's beautiful too. So anyways, I will see you guys tomorrow then at 10 a.m. for some more yoga. And it's been a pleasure. Take care and we'll talk soon.